Quest Collective, where a bunch of nerds sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons RuneScape theme. I am your host, Valdez the Dungeon Master, and we're going to start now. Is everybody ready?
Alright.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
Alright, Asumi says he's ready. Zelda, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so we are missing two people. One of them obviously isn't going to be here at this moment. Still trying to settle up their own real life stuff. Another one is running late. So firstly, let me start the session on the battle map so you all could witness the nightmare that you'll be facing in a moment.
Wonderful.
It should appear now. Don't know if it is or if it isn't.
Have I had a long rest in between the last session and now?
I don't think we have. It's like, I think we had like a long rest at like the start of the last session. After we left the bar and went to the castle, but yeah, I don't think we've had a long rest since then.
Okay, but did we do a short rest
Um,
after the other day?
I think everybody had a long rest last session before traveling out. But no, I don't believe you guys would have been. Actually, I think you guys would have had enough time to do a short rest before combat started. Yeah, so if you need to, go ahead. All right. So, for some reason, the battle map isn't working for me. For some reason. So give me one quick minute to see why the hell can I see anything. Hold on.
Rudy, my boy, you finally made it. I'm here. Yeah, so get the battle map open.
Yeah, the battle map is open, but for some reason on my
We can see boat.
it's not showing
Like
that
it's
it's
a big
open.
boat
I see
in the sky.
Well, not on my
and
screen.
I
like,
see way too many birds.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm a dip for like 2 minutes because I need to go take a piss after that game.
God
Yeah, no
damn.
worries. Dave is trying to get the battle map to work for him.
Yes, the battle map is right now.
I see I'm missing a shotgun. Hunting birds without a shotgun is a bit annoying.
Yeah. Especially
Also,
when they're all...
my icon compared to the others is just small.
Well, I think this is the perfect opportunity to use Magic Missile.
Upcast, one missile each hawk. They don't seem to have many lives.
Well, we'll find out from what the DM has been whispering to me. They're going to be slightly stronger than your average hawk. Mostly in the HP department.
Understandable, since we're level 7 party.
Alright, so there. I think I
Six,
got
not
it
seven,
fixed
six.
now. So last session, you all decided to travel through the skies of the kingdom to head over to the wizard tower to be able to try to reverse engineer the wand and the bracelets. During your travel to the skies, getting to know each other and one of our players, forgetting that their character was afraid of height, managed to realize that you were being followed, only to eventually come across 22 Zamorak Hawks. With that, I am going to need everybody to go on ahead and roll for initiative.
To extend one superiority die to direct a willing creature, in this case I'm going to choose Thimble, that can hear or see me to immediately use its reaction to make an attack with a weapon or unarmed strike. And if the attack's hit, I will add my superiority dice to the attack damage, which is 1d8.
Sounds good to me. I'll use my short bow to attack Hawk Q.
So you want to attack Hawk Q.
Yep.
Alright. And what else did he say he wanted us to do? Sorry, because I was trying to...
He can do a reaction attack, and if he hits, he also gets an extra d8 damage.
Alright.
And I think I definitely hit with that 20.
Okay.
Good job.
So that's a definite hit. Roll it as a critical.
No, it's just a regular 20, not a nat 20.
Oh, I thought you said not 20, my bad. So you got a 5. Let me see.
And then I
plus
think
7 extra damage.
12 damage.
Alright. Alright. Just continue, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 12 damage in total.
Alright. So with that, you hit another one, and it just goes flying down, where's my battle map again? Okay. So this starts flying down as well, and just falling downward. Anything else?
No, because it's done.
Alright. So you're done with your turn then? We'll go with Rudovic. It is your turn now. What would you like to do?
I would like to look at the hogs on the left side, so like the group of hogs with U, H, F, K, I, and those ones, and use my ability Hour of Reaping, and just be like, "Don't you fucking dare touch this ship!" And I would like, could you make me roll me a wisdom save for every one of those birds? The DC is 15.
So what do you want to do? Get those grouped there?
Yeah, that group, and throw me a wisdom save for them.
Alright, give me one quick minute. Alright. Alright, so what is it that I have to that they have to pass?
15.
15. Okay. So Hulk U saves. H fails. F I K. Oh, sorry. So F H F I. S, R, and Q fails. So the only ones that saves are U.
David, Q is dead.
No, not Q. U, like the letter U.
Oh, okay. I misheard you.
Yeah, the letter U saves, and so does T and O. They save.
Alright, so the ones that failed are now frightened of me and cannot get any closer.
Alright. So let's see if I can find. Alright, so let's see if I can find the Feartastic there. So let's see. So I'll go with. Actually, can I? There we go. Got it. All right. All right. So you have those afraid of you. Anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
All right. So that ends your turn. All right. So now we're going to the group of hawks, which is I don't know what's going on, but they're technically supposed to have one turn together as a group. So give me one moment to skip all this. There we go. All right. So let's see. So they're going to move over here, here. Here. Dash over. I shall dash over here. Move this one over here. Move this closer to these right here. All right. So then we also have the group here.
David, there is a problem. They moved closer towards me. The ones on the left.
The ones on the left, they moved closer. Oh,
Yeah.
I moved the wrong ones. Yeah, I moved the wrong ones. Give me a moment.
UTO are the only ones that can move
Yeah.
closer to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved the wrong ones. It's just they're so tiny I can barely see shit. But alright, so the ones that aren't afraid would move closer, which actually I should have this one here, while these are just trying to maneuver their way here. Alright. God, let me zoom in. Alright, so then the rest of these fuckers. Alright, so they're now flying over here. So, there you go. It's coming over here. Alright. The dashing over here, and then this one will be over here. Alright, so let me do some quick rollings. Alright, so lucky. Alright, so some of the gnome peddlers are getting attacked, which are just those. Okay, so give me one quick minute. So, 3. Alright, with that, we have they all end their turn, each one of them attacking the peddlers. Some of them not attacking the peddler, obviously, because they're too far away, trying to move away from Rudovic. But with that is the captain turn as he's looking back and he's seeing the hawks attacking his peddler. He goes, get them off the peddlers, quick! Hurry! He says as he's trying to just keep the copter steady. With that, assuming it is your turn, what would you like to do? Keep in mind, you are afraid. I just remembered you are afraid of heights, so I'm gonna need you to go on ahead and roll for a wisdom saving throw. $24. Okay, so because of that, you managed to overcome your fear just at the moment, and you go on ahead. You're ready to move. What would you like to do there? Where would you like to move? I said you're good there, yeah. Like, you would find enough to be able to do that, sure. And you would like to attack those two hawks. Go ahead, yeah, roll for damage for me. Roll for a hit chance, sorry. Damage, what's wrong with me? You said you rolled a 12. Also, give me 1 minute. So you said you rolled 12. That seemed to have... I think that might have failed. Give me a moment. Yeah, so that's a fail. So you go on ahead and you try to swing at the hawk, but the hawk sees it and it just like flaps his wing hard enough to avoid your blade. As some of his feathers just flickers off. What else would you like to do? If you have anything else to do. Accent Surge, okay, and you try to attack the same hawk. Alright, go ahead and roll for hit chance again. I see a 23. Okay, so that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. $11. Alright. Hold on. First of all, trying to fix something here. Alright. So, as you go on ahead, first swing misses. You come in and try to hit a second time. You hit the bird, and you all see this as Asumi goes and the bird just feathers flying everywhere and blood's just splattering around the place. That hawk is dead. Anything else you would like to do or are able to do? Alright, he says nothing else. With that, it is the gnome copter attendee's turn, who's just cowering there at this moment. To which we move to Luke. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
As a bonus action, I'm going to use magic weapon on my great sword. How high is the hawks? So they're like within 5 feet of like the ground, right, or something?
Yeah, they're like about like 5 to 10 feet from the ground.
Okay,
they're reachable because they're trying to get the gnome copters at this moment.
Right. Okay, I got you. Cool. So I'm assuming I'm within like 5 feet of Hawk G's, so I'm gonna take a swing at them.
All right.
13.
What is the roll? What is the...
It's 13 plus 1 from magic weapon.
Alright, plus 1 for magic weapon, yeah. That is a hit. That is a barely, but you managed to hit. You go on ahead and you just swing and roll for damage.
15.
Which one are you hitting, Hawk?
I believe it was G. Yeah, G.
So that means you would move this way, right? At least get closer. Alright, so Hawk G. Oh, no, that is Hawk C. Okay, you're trying to aim for that one. Okay. So yeah, you go on ahead and you swing your blade.
C, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Don't worry. You go on ahead and you swing the blade at the hawk and blood, like just like Asumi, blood splatter, feathers scattered everywhere. and you're just right there. You manage to hit it, and it's dead. What would you like to do next? Are you able to do anything next?
I'll move up one, I guess, or a little closer, kind of take its space a bit. And I'll use... Wait, actually, can I even do that?
Alright.
Hold on, I think I can... Ooh. Can I action surge right now? Yes, I can. Okay, I'll action surge. And we'll go in for Hawk J. Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so you're going ahead, action search. And
19.
for which one? Hawk J? Or
Yes.
Alright, so Hawk J. This one right here. Alright, so you're going ahead and boom. Not bad, 19. You hit it again. Roll for damage.
13.
13. And you just boom. Once as well. I don't know why I moved it back too far. Sorry. So you go swing your blade at it. Boom. Killing this one as well. Down on the ground. Boom. It just lands on the ground. Anything else you are able to do?
No, not at present. Actually, yeah, I can use, I guess, the rest of the movement to go, like, right here.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Alright, then I'll chill there, and then next turn, or what have you.
Alright, and then that ends your turn?
Yes.
Alright. So after your turn, the gnome peddlers who are busy trying to peddle the thing, the first one just screams, "Ah! They're scratching me!" Second one, "Get them off!" Third is shouting in pain as he's feeling you can see the hawks just pecking him like crazy. With last few of them just basically shooing them away. They're like, "God, get them off me! Get them off!" With that, Thimble, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'm going to cast the spell Ice Knife, and I'm going to hit Hawk S.
Alright, Hawk S. Alright, I see.
So that's a 23.
Yeah.
So the knife does 1 damage, unfortunately. However, there is a rather important thing. I'm going to need all the hawks around Hawk S, because everything within 5 feet of it must now make a dexterity saving throw against my 15 dex save.
Alright, so you said 5 feet?
As the knife hits Hawk S, it then explodes and hits, and is going to hit Hawk's.
RK and the one behind.
I think it also hits Hawk H too.
Yeah,
Or
it's
yeah,
5
I think it
feet,
hits
they would
4 of those hawks
grab-
at least.
Well, if you take the ruler and you go
Yeah,
like
so
for
it would get-
Hack F and H like in the center, then it's 6 feet.
Yeah, no. So Hawk F.
Alright, so I guess it just hits
R.
R and whatnot.
Okay, so it's
Oh yeah, also the target must make a dexterity saving throw. So all 4 of those hawks in the blue circle need to make a dexterity saving throw.
alright. So give me 1 minute to roll that dexterity saving throw, and let me see what is the nice little numbers they have. So. What are they saving?
Dexterity. Against 15.
Okay. So Hawk K is the only one that saves.
So it doesn't take any damage, whereas everyone else takes 10 damage.
10?
10. This was 2d6 cold damage.
Alright. So... These hawks are dead. So once again, you threw your ice knife and just... And they just... Each just are frozen dead kebabs. Sorry, frozen dead hawks. Just... Two of them managed to land in the copter while while the last one just falls down through the sky. Probably hitting a poor or unfortunate bystander. Anything else you are able to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go move next to Asumi and attack Hawk T with my bonus action attacking with my dagger.
Alright, go ahead.
14.
That is a hit. Now roll for the damage.
Then sneak attack, 20 damage.
Okay, yep, that kills it there. You come in and you go, whoom, stab the hawk right on the stomach or chest area, wherever, and you hear blood start dripping through to your dagger, and just some feathers like just spreads across before it just is motionless now. With that, anything else you would like to do? Sorry,
I was just gonna make a witty comment about, well, if killing one was bad luck, killing all of these ones is going to be so much bad luck. So, I guess we should get to it then.
Alright, Asumi says he wants to respond to that. Hold on. Asumi says, "May Saradomin protect us from these bad omens." With that, Bera, it is your turn. Go.
Okay, can you see that red circle?
I can see that small red circle that is, I don't know how big, 5 feet?
Yeah. It's got Hawk I, H, K, and F.
Yes.
They need to do a dex saving throw and beat 13, because I'm using Fire Spear.
Yeah, to beat a what?
13. They have to beat a dex save of 13.
I'm here, just to make sure I'm hearing this right, you're saying 18?
13. 13. 1, 3.
13, okay, so that's... Alright. They all fail. Have fun. Oh, wait. Woo! They all fail, but 2 of them got a natural 1, and so within this group, they take a max hit. So what is the max hit of the,
The dice roll is 2d6, so... 12.
12. Alright, so then roll for the other 2.
8.
Alright.
And 4.
Alright, so these 2 are dead from that max hit. You're smelling burned, a cooked bird now. This one is dead, cooked, and this one just manages to survive it, but barely. Okay. Anything else you would like to do?
Oh. That's all I can do. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. And with that, Zelda, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I want to ask if there's a leader to this pack. Who is the strongest hawk?
Sorry, repeat that?
Can you tell me which of them is the strongest?
No, they're all the same size. They're all the same looking hawk. There's no size difference. Like if you're trying to look for a leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that they don't have a leader. I'm trying to remember why they were summoned, and yeah. But do me a favor and roll for Arcana.
Okay. $13.
Okay. So, from your knowledge on summoning through one of the Elven clan specialties, that from what one of this Elven clan specializes in, you know that you could tell from looking at the hawks, they're not there out of a pack leader or anything. They're there because someone summoned them to attack you. And you could tell as you're focusing on them, you could see in their eyes some faint glow of magic, of spiritual energy that indicates that not control, but they were familiars of whoever summoned this person. So their leader isn't there, in other words.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack one of the hawks using poison spray.
Now you want to do what? I'm sorry, you're moving closer to one of the
Poison
hawks?
spray. I'm gonna use my spell poison spray.
Okay.
$20.
All right. That's a hit.
Okay. $9.
All right, just to make sure, which one?
Any one of them.
All right. So we'll say the closest one you can see, which is Hawk E. And you roll the 9. You hit the hawk with your poisonous spray, and it hits. And it just looks up and just boom. It falls to the ground with poison spreading through the body, and feathers just falling off like it was decaying on the spot. Anything else you would like to do?
No, that's it.
That's it? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. So with that, Kazarik, it is your turn again.
Well, Kazuik will move up he will move up to the other birds. How to move token. The next thing to learn. Oh, there we go. Never mind. How do I move tokens in here?
You click and drag, I think.
Yeah, but click and drag not working.
For some reason I
There we go, it works.
Yeah.
He's going to move up next to Luke, and he's just going to take out a shield and hammer, and he's going to take a good swing at Hawk G.
Go ahead and roll for damage. I mean, roll for attack, sorry. Wow.
Yeah. 21.
That is a hit. Have fun.
That's 7 damage.
So you go on ahead with your warhammer. You swing down quickly at the hawk to where you just hear, not even a sound. It was just a quick boom, and it just hits the hammer and just boom on the ground. A big old thud is heard, and it's just motionless. You hit it just like it was a fly, and you have a fly swatter. That easy. Anything else you would like to do?
Yes, I will use my second attack on the hawk next to it. Hawk A.
Let me remove this one. And which hawk?
Hawk A.
Alright. So that you're able to reach. So go ahead and roll for another hit chance.
13.
Alright. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
12.
And that is again another boom, boom, gong, and just dead on the spot. Let me quickly just remove it properly. There you go. Alright, anything else you would like to do?
Kavel will shout, come at me! And that is what all he's doing.
Alright. And that ends your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, and with that, Rudovic, it is your turn.
I would like to move myself towards these hog and attack hog. I don't see the name. Let me quickly hog V.
So because you want to move over here, you can't because these are covered. This right here. It's where the blades for the helicopter is. So you're probably the most you can come to is here.
Here as in where?
Yeah.
Could you ping it to where I can go?
Can he not walk past us to Hawk B? Up the side?
Alright. Fuck it, I'm
wondering
gonna
if
just go to the side, I guess. If
Alright.
that is allowed. And still I rolled a net 1 on my attack.
And
On the first.
that is a miss. You go on ahead and you go to swing at the hawk with your unarmed strike. Boom! The hawk just hovers a bit out of the way and just avoids you from trying to hit it. What is you like?
Fucking fry you, you bastard! That's 25.
And then you go, you're just motherfucker, and you go to hit it again, which is
Does
going to
6
hit
damage.
6 damage. And you hit it, boom! Ah! It doesn't kill it, but you could see it just flutter a bit with feathers just coming out, and it lands on the railing of the copter just to catch itself before it falls to the ground. And it's just like shivering and everything.
Well, I would like to use Flurry of Blows to attack it again. And that's a 22 to hit.
I mean, that's
And
overkill,
11.
but okay. So you use Fury of Flows, you go in, you hit it again, boom, 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 and just right as it lands, you hit it again and make contact, and it just starts flying. Not flying. It gets hit over the railing, and it just starts falling to the ground. To the, just whee. Anything else you would like to do?
Since I didn't use my second attack from my Flurry of Blows, can I move up to Hog B and punch him?
You have enough space to do that, yes?
Yeah, okay. And that's another natural 1.
So you go on ahead and you rush to it, and boom, the hawk sees it and just like hovers, glides out of the way before you manage to just do what you did to his brethren, and it just misses. Anything else you would like to do?
You will end up like him eventually, you bastard. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. With that, it is the Fury of Hawk's turn. Oops, I went a little too far. Can I go back? Hold up. Alright, there you go. So, let's see. So, alright. So, let's see who is going to get wrecked. So, this peddler is dead. The hawks managed to just gag his eye out and just kept pecking him to where he just falls to the ground. And you can hear, because of him dead, you can hear the copter grinding and slowing down. Let's see, who else do we have here that... so because of that one, who's right here. We need to roll. Wow, that was a critical hit, so sadly this one is dead too. You hear another Gah! And you see two gnome peddlers just down and out, while you still have only 3 left. Give me one moment. I mean, you still have 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You still have 4 peddler left, and each one of them are just taking hits. Left to right, not that much for this one. And, ooh, actually, no, this one is down and out. Yeah. Oof. So now you only have 2 left, and you hear the copter itself just... With the captain... Right? The captain, or is this someone else? Yeah, the captain who's next, you can hear him shout, "Oh no! Shit, if we lose one more, we're definitely gonna have a rough landing! Do something! We're gonna need..." Whoa, hold up, how many? "We need 3 people to get on the bikes!" As he says, as he's trying to hold on to, like, trying to steer it properly. With that, assuming it is your turn, what would you like to do? I can see you move that way, okay. Alright, so he said he's gonna go and quickly attack the hawk there, which is fine, alright. Go ahead and roll for hit chance. A 9. Ooh, that is a miss. As you go on ahead and boom, you go to attack, but the hawk just avoids it by just gliding out of the way. Some feather of his just managed to like just get cut off, but not so much that would do any damage. Anything else you think you could do? You want to add Shield of Fate to one of the peddlers. Yeah, can you point out which one? That one? Oh, okay. Alright, so you go on ahead and you cast Shield of Fate on it, giving a quick Ceredominous prayer. What would you like to say? Like, you have any? Okay, you typed it in? Alright. You go, "Ceredomin, protect this gnome from the devils of the hawks." And with that, a small shield protects the gnome from the hawks that are right in front of you. And let's see. Anything else you would like to do? Alright, with that, it is Luke's turn. Oh wait, sorry, hold up. It is the gnome attending's turn, and she quickly rushes to one of the bikes and gets on it to keep it pedaling, screaming, "We just need 2 more to help pedal the bikes! Quickly, get rid of these hawks and help us!" And the blade of the copter is starting to turn as quick as it can now. With that, now it's Luke's turn.
Let's see. I can't go like right here, right? Does this show up?
Yeah, sadly no, because because of the
blade.
pillar part there. Yeah. I am gonna say the most, I guess you could say racist, but you're technically able to jump there because, you know, they're little peoples.
Oh, you're saying I have to jump over him?
You could walk over them. I'm going to hell.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, whatever you would like to do, but yeah, you could technically jump over there, which wouldn't be that far. Let me check. Yeah, it's like if you're trying to go around, it would be 15 feet if you're trying to go over here for you to jump. So yeah, you could make it.
Swapping weapons is what, like an interaction or something?
Oh no, it's just it's not an action or anything. You're just jumping. It's a movement.
No. I'm saying like if I switch weapons, is that an interaction or was that an action?
Oh, for the switch weapon, yeah, it's interaction.
All right, I'm gonna switch to the spear, and then I don't want to walk over people. Sounds kind of rude. So I'm gonna, as a bonus action, I'm a short distance teleport.
All right.
Here.
Uh,
Definitely not off the edge. Is that fair? Yes.
Oh yeah, that's still 15 feet a bit. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and then with the spear, I'm gonna hit Hawk M.
All right, go ahead and roll for hit chance.
Dirty 20. And 12 damage.
What's the damage?
12.
4?
12.
Oh, 12. Yeah, then. Sorry. You go on ahead and you lunge your spear at the Hulk M, and you just whoom, and it just feathers just spreads again out of it, and you just now you have a bird on a stick. It's dead, and you have a bird on a stick.
Nice. I don't think I can do anything else. Just to like jump on the bike, that would be right there. That would be like some sort of interaction too, right?
Sorry, repeat that.
There's like some sort of bike thing right here, right? Or like near me.
I'm
For
sorry.
like the airship.
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. My fault. Repeat that again.
Isn't there like a bike or something that's like?
Yeah, basically it's right in front of the gnome copter attendee. So it's like around here, but it is too big for you. It is too small for you. You could tell by looking at it that if you get on it, you're gonna break it.
Oh man, okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
That's it. I can pass.
So that's end your turn.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's see. So the last 3 remaining gnome peddlers are doing their best on keeping the the copters to continue, going. And luckily they're saved, but you could tell that they're trying their best just to keep it together, especially the one who assuming managed to protect with his shield, just breathing heavily as he's definitely like bloodied and everything from the hawks. Which leads to then Thimble, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Magic missile.
Alright. To who and how many?
Setting all 3 to Hawk Eye. Also, just to double check the rune cost, because it's multiple attacks, is it 9 times 3, or is it just 9? For the rune cost.
No idea. I think it would actually, depending on how many you shoot out, count on how many it is that you have to spend. So that's
Is it 9 runes per each one? Like each missile?
Yeah. So each mission that you send out is 9 runes.
Alright, so that's 13 damage in total for a 5, 3, and a 5 for each of those missiles.
Well, you overkilled
You only roll
it.
it once.
You definitely overkilled it. That bird looked like it's roadkill.
Alright, and then is there some way for me to sneak around and get to Hawk U? Can I like just go underneath Asumi's legs?
I was gonna say you can go underneath Asumi's leg and just
Yep, gonna use my bonus action to attack it with my dagger.
go ahead.
Let's go.
Alright, that's a hit. Give it your best shot.
18 total.
Alright, so you just another just stab in the gut or the back, whatever you want to aim for it, and just dead bird. Anything else you would like to do?
Can I get into the nearby peddler and start pedaling? Since I assume I'm big enough to, or small enough to fit in it.
You are, and since it is an object, it is an interaction, so you quickly, thanks to your, right around here, let me help you right there. So thanks to your father teaching you before he died on how to ride a bicycle style pedal for the gnome copter, you quickly get on it and you just start pedaling, remembering how your dad did it, taught you. And it's been a long time since you did this, but you managed to help keep the copter stable enough. With that, do you end your turn?
Yes.
Alright. With that is Bera's turn. What would you like to do, Bera?
I'm gonna shoot one with a acid arrow. See which one.
Which one are you going? We got L, N, and B.
B. Let's shoot B. Shoot it with an acid arrow. 20.
That
Not
is a
nat
hit.
20.
Alright, that is a hit.
And 8. 8 acid damage.
Alright. And it hits. As you go on ahead and you aim the acid arrow towards the hawk, and the entire side of it starts being devoured by the acid to where the wings falls off, and it just, everything about it is being slowly eaten, and it's just dead right there, leaving to just 2 hawks left. Anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, can I try to move to the bike? I can only move 30 feet. I have to walk around the propeller, right?
Let me see something real quick. So you're probably going to have to do the same thing and move under Asumi, and probably be next to Thimble, which would be like 20 feet. And you could probably go around to the next biking location, but Luke is in the way. So you would be able to move right here. Hold on. but you can't get on the bike until Luke is out of the way.
Okay. Then that'll be the end of my turn then.
Alright. And with that, Zelda, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot. Okay. I'm gonna use Airbolt on Hawk B.
Alright.
No, yeah, on Hawk B.
Huckabee is dead.
Hawk B is dead.
Yeah, what's left is N and L.
Oh, okay. It's still there on the map, that's why I said. Then I'm gonna attack L, Hawk L.
Alright.
Nine.
That is a miss. As you go and you shoot your airbolt, the Hulk sort of feels the air almost like it's coming towards it, that it just glides out of the way, and it does like a little stumble glide, and it just rebalances itself. Anything else you would like to do? Or are able to do?
No, I don't think I can do anything else. Yeah, that's it.
Alright. Alright. Let's go.
Alright.
With that, Kazric, it is your turn.
It seems that the problem of not enough paddlers has been resolved for now. Kazvik will move up on the outside to around here, and he's going to try to grapple Hawk N. Try to snatch him out of the air.
Alright. Alright, so just to let you know, you would have to go under Rudovic to be able to get to that side.
I'm a small man, I can do that.
Alright, so you do that, but remember you are a little bit armored, so Rudovic does feel your armor a little bit. That Rudovic, you look down and you see him just crawling under you and then just going to snatch Ocken, which would need a grapple. If I remember, you had to roll for... The new rules is still remained the same, so if I remember, you had to roll for athletic and the Hawk acrobatic. Does the Hawk even have an acrobatic?
Yes.
No, grappling is the target must succeed on a strength or dex save, it chooses which, and the saving throw equals 8 plus proficiency bonus plus strength.
Alright, in that case, that would be, let me just... That's my proficiency. My plan, yeah, plus 3, so 8, 11, and plus 4, 15.
First you must hit them with the unarmed strike.
Yes, give me a second.
Alright, yeah, I see it.
This one. Makes do.
Alright, so that's a 17. Alright, so... Let's see. Will the Hawk save it? That is a fail. You grab the fucking Hawk.
I will make this one into stew. And he's just holding him with one armored fist. And yeah, that's an entire action, so I am done for now, yeah.
Alright.
I will offer up though if Luke is giving space on the bike thingy. Kazarek will take his place because he is small and actually is good with small bikes.
Alright. And that's all?
Yes, that is all.
Making sure. Rudovic, it is your turn.
I take out my knife, aka my dagger, and I throw it at the Hawk.
Alright, at Hawk L.
Yes,
Alright,
and that's a 22.
that is a hit. Roll for damage.
And that's 11 damage.
Alright, so you go on ahead and you throw it right there. It hits the hawk on the back and also just on the ground, killing it there. Leaving to only one hawk remaining, which is Hawk N.
Hawk N is currently being held by Kazrik.
Yeah, so that's gonna be something else there. Alright. Anything else you would like to do?
I would just like to go around and take my dagger from the hawk. My fucking trick shot it.
Alright. Alright. So you go around, just walking over some people, going through, and you go to pick up your dagger. With that, it is the hawk's turn, but the hawk is trying to get out of it. Clearly, it can't. And I'll let that be a victory, because the hawk does not have a high enough save. Actually, I'm looking at his stats now. It does not have a high enough save to get out of that grapple. So, we're ending the combat there. And with that, you're all find yourselves free of the invasion of hawks. You start seeing the amount of dead hawks around you. And with all of them dead, the captain goes, "Great!" He looks back and he looks at you, Barrack. Look, you! Quick! Get on the bike! Tall one with the sunglasses! Move out of the way so she can get on!
I would, if Barra allows it, I'll go to, pick them up and step where they are and lift them around to put them on the bike.
Alright, no problem. So you move around.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. So yeah, you do that. You go on ahead and you move out of the way, and Barra goes on ahead and gets back on the bike to where she is just managed to just sit on the bike and pedal. And finally, the sound of the blades above you starts making the noise. And a nice and the same speed that it was in to be able to hold the copter so it doesn't just fall quickly, but starts to land slowly and slowly and slowly. About 15 to 20 minutes, the copter finally lands in the middle of nowhere, within the woods. But not really in the middle of the nowhere. As you guys were holding on and everything, you on your right, or at least on the right of the copter, you did see the city. Sorry, not the city. The small town of Port Sarom, which was distance away. So you know that if anything, you can go there if you need to. But as you guys lay down, as you guys land on the ground now, finally within the ground, the captain is just sighing and he goes, "Good God, that is... Ugh, crap." He turns around. "How many of our own have died?"
Looks like about 3.
And he's just he's frowning as he's looking down at them and goes, "Ah, blasted. We need 3 to run the copter." That's just great. I'm gonna have to send a flare or something. We can't fly like this. He says as he starts looking through like a small component of the copter and start rummaging through it. You see the attendant goes, I did see the port just going that way." She points southward, which is basically on the right. "Perhaps we can go over there and see if we can find any help." The captain goes, Why don't you folks do that if you want? Because we're not going to be flying anytime soon. Without proper help, I don't think we will be able to. Unless they can send us 3 extra gnomes. But that'll take a while. Sumi adds, maybe perhaps the 2 gnomes with us can help you fly to the wizard tower. Like that, you can see if you can get some help from the tower itself. The captain looks at you and goes, I suppose, but... He looks at Thimble and Bera, examining you both for a minute, and goes, do the 2 of you know how to pedal for the gnome copter properly?
Probably not. I've only really ridden a bike.
He looks at you, Bera.
You just push the pedals, right? Left, right.
It is not that simple. He looks over to you, assuming, goes, Sir Knight, well, that is a great idea. The problem is it takes more trading to do. Obviously, they don't have that proper trading. The best I can do for you is maybe look into getting a flare and then sending a message through a device that we have. We could get somebody here, but it'll take a while, especially where we landed. You could probably go south and see if you can get to the town of Port Serum and see if you can take a wagon there. He goes on ahead and he gives Asumi a note, which goes, give this to the stable there. Officially signed and everything, that you'll get your money back for this unfortunate circumstances. Or at least a portion of your money back, because this technically isn't nature, so the least we could do is give you your money back for half of the distance traveled, you know?
We could do crash course in flying. I could help too.
I don't think we have the time for that, man. We gotta get to the tower as soon as possible.
Also, who wants birds? Someone here can talk, I think, if remember.
Oh yeah, I think... hold on 1 second. Gotta check to see if the spell is still active. Alright, I think I'll just recast it again using one of my free uses. Any particular questions you want me to ask this guy?
Well, I don't care. I will put in Stu if not answer correctly. Here, you take, and he's going to put a little bit of rope around the wings. Tell him if he try escape, I will break wing. And then he just pulls him out to you.
Alright, I take the bird and I look him directly in his beady little eyes and go, alright, if you try to escape, if you try to escape, the dwarf will break your wings. If you lie to us, he'll put you in a stew. Is that understood?
Go ahead and roll for intimidation with advantage.
16.
The bird looks at you and goes, Fine. Don't have to be aggressive. I'll help any way I can.
I wasn't trying to be aggressive, I was just letting you know.
Oh yes, because telling me that I'm either have a broken wing or turn into a stew isn't aggressive at all. Just
dude.
What's your question?
Alright. Okay, so first of all, where's the person who sent you, anyway? Back in Falador?
No. Well, he thinks for a moment. Everywhere looks the same to me, but to make it very simple in explanation, I was summoned from the woods, which I believe it is this Falador location you speak of.
Alright, so somewhere in the north of that. Okay. Next question. Any other fun little surprises we should be expecting?
Not that I know of, he says, looking around. To be honest, we were supposed to make you drop dead from the sky. That was the original plan when we saw you get into the copter. After that, well, I don't know if there's any other surprises.
Alright, then that raises the question. How long have you been following us?
Since you got into the sky.
I see. Alright, I guess the next question... Guess next question is, what's your name?
What is a name?
Alright. I'll call you ZH for short. Alright, Alright, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should ask. Anyone else got anything going to ask the bird?
I do. Ask him what berries pair well with his flesh.
I'm sorry, you want a what?
I want him to ask the bird what berries pair well with his flesh when we cook them.
Thimble will just look at Bera for a few seconds, then turn to the bird. Alright, I think that's enough questions for right now. I'm just gonna carry you, and, yeah. This is gonna get weird.
Assuming goes, assuming goes, I have a question to ask you.
Alright.
And he proceeds to ask this bird if he can forgive us for killing his brethren so we are not cursed.
Okay. My cousin wants to know if you'll forgive us for killing your friends so that way we're not cursed.
The hawk looks and goes, yes! Perhaps I could forgive you. As long as I'm not cooked. If I remain alive, you won't be cursed.
You're bullshitting us with this curse thing, aren't you?
You can roll for it. He just looks at you and goes, hey, I am a god bird after all. I can put curses on people. Don't test me. If you want to see if he's lying or not, or if he's trying to bullshit his way from that, you can roll for insight.
20.
15.
Yeah, you could tell that he isn't aware of the superstitions around him, so he's just playing along. Who knows? Maybe he'll figure it out along the way.
Ask him if he is a familiar or actual bird.
Are you a familiar, or like the guy summon you from like the forest or something?
A familiar? Oh, you mean like those things in the spirit plane? No, we got summoned from the forest. He just needed a few charms here and there and just called upon us.
Alright, he's a real bird.
Alright, so flesh not taste funny in stew. Okay.
Pretty
I will
sure.
look for other dead bird on board.
Okay then. Well, I guess it sounds like ZH, you're gonna stay alive because the dwarf is gonna find a different bird to cook.
Assuming goes, no cooking the bird. Great. We don't need it to curse us even more. Did it forgive us, Thimble?
He said that as long as we don't kill him, he'll forgive us.
He just nods and goes. It's like just nodding and mouthing good. With that, what else do you guys do?
I guess we got no choice. We got to go to Port Sarum.
I agree, we should make haste. Time is running out, too many people captured.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I also have a question for the ship people out there.
Alright. Assuming asks you, not you, but everybody, Thimple asks everybody, sorry. Sorry, Assuming asks everybody. So, do we all go to Port Sarum together, or should some of us stay here to ensure the safety of the gnome?
Well, he can stay here. I am knowledge in Tinker tool. I can even help repair. You should pick me up later with Dragon.
I can also stay with Kazu.
The captain listens and goes, "Oh, you don't have to do that. We're perfectly fine. We're within the forest. We gnome have a special way to hide within the greens. Isn't that right?" He says over to you, Thimble.
Yeah.
See? Confirmation. We can hide if we need to. So don't worry about us. Go with your friends and head over to Port Sarum so you can have a quick route straight into the Wizard Tower. I mean, remind me, this is an important mission, right?
Yeah. We were wasting time. We need to get to the tower, and at this point, I think the farther we're from them, the safer they are.
Right, then don't worry about us. Alright, we'll be perfectly fine. Just go on ahead and take your route to Port Sarum, and then whatever means you can find to head to the tower, go ahead. We'll be fine. If you are worried about us, you could check up and see if we managed to get back and, I don't know, follow their stable. Alright? But other than that, we're perfectly fine. So go, don't worry. And good luck with your adventures, he says as he goes and he gets, you can see like a small little seed that Thimble, you recognize, is basically a gnomish, a messenger seed, which once planted, it basically goes straight to the nearest spirit tree and alerts the gnome nearby. As he gets off and he just starts planting it. Assuming goes, alright, are we ready to head to Port Sarum then?
Yep.
Agree.
Yep. Good to go.
Alright. Give me one quick minute to grab something.
I'll be right back.
Take your time. So, you are all now heading to Port Sarum. As you're walking over through the forest. Give or take at least 30, 40 minutes, you start seeing the town from the distance. You see the large lighthouse on the very top. like on the very end of the town, a very large lighthouse. You could see a building having a ship pole with a flag just closed. And you start hearing the crowd within the city. It's a clear sign that you're getting closer. As you finally make it to the town after the next 10 minutes, making it a total of an hour, you find yourself in Port Sarum, where you can smell the salty breeze of the ocean. You can hear banging of hammers on an anvil. As you look into the distance, you can see a smith basically working on some metal. You basically are in a safe zone at this moment. You see some guards walking by. With that, what do you guys do now? Sumi says that he walks up to one of the guards. He just entered it. He walks up to one of the guards and goes, "Excuse me, do you have a stable here? Any way for us to rent a wagon of some sort? We need to head to the Wizard Tower." The guards looks over to you and they give you a quick salute, being a white knight, and they go, yes, actually. He goes on over and he points over the direction where you know it's the Rusty Anchor is. He goes, right where the Rusty Anchor bar, right around there, there is a stable. I believe they're open right now. Asumi responds with, "Thank you." He looks over to the rest of you and goes, "Do you guys wish to continue to the stable, or would you like to relax for a moment so we can catch our breath?"
I have a question for a ship charter person, so I would like to find one before we leave.
Anybody else?
I think some of us should.
Oh, host, okay. So welcome back, Temple. Assuming ask the guard where the nearest stable is, which is going to be at the near the Rusty Anchor. He asked the rest of you if you guys would like to go to the stable now, or at least relax in town for a bit before leaving.
I'm thinking I might hit the smith. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, we should relax a little.
I'm gonna stay at the stable. I am not inclined to stay anywhere near that crash site. We don't have any guarantees that whoever sent the Hawks is gonna just assume we're dead.
Fair enough.
I agree. Also, we should not make trip alone. Always at least two.
Alright. So, you guys are staying in town for a bit to relax? Just make sure I overheard.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Some are, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, Zerk and I want to hit the smith. Zelda said relax. Barra, I think you're relaxing.
Alright.
I want to find a ship charter.
That, yeah.
Alright, so you guys are splitting up in town, okay. Alright, so, Asumi says that he informs you all. He would like to inform you all something like that. Alright. One of the locations that we can rest in is the Rusty Anchor. It is a bar within this port. It is just located near the stable. We can head over there, or at least meet up there. He gestures to where it is, knowing where it is. So, Thimple, you said you were going to go and inform the stable of the crash, correct?
Yeah.
Then we'll meet you at the Rusty Anchor. Bera, try not to get too lost. And with that,
Will
he
do.
says he just starts leading the rest of you who join him to the Rusty Anchor. All right. So while whoever follows him to the Rusty Anchor, you make it. You were basically walking through. There you see a man with a combed back mohawk. Not a complete mohawk, but it's just he doesn't really have hair on both sides of the head except for that one on the very top that goes all the way not to the back, but just midway, almost reaching the back of the skull. And it's just combed enough to basically just look clean. He's wearing a sort of padded armor that is mostly just makes him appear shirtless, having cloth wrap around his from one shoulder to the side of him, having just a skirt and sandals, holding a staff next to him. You can see him just talking to several people with who are just listening on him. These are goblins, several other people. Closely you can hear, and that is how we won this conflict. One of our members, an Icene, who's considered holy to the Cerdominists, has convinced the Lord of Light that the edicts must be reestablished. Some will call my stories a lie. Others will claim it's false, because the message of their Lord was that he's departing. No mention of a barrier. But I speak truth. And now we must be wary of the factions and the army of the gods that are out there. Because even though the barrier has prevented their lords from appearing on foot, the godless are vigilant to ensure no other beings trying to claim godhood, or none of the warring factions now are trying to conquer the world and oppress you through their religious view. You see a lot of them just listening in, just awed. And of course he continues to spread like his speech about the godless and how their motivation is to ensure freedom of the divine beings. Assuming he says he just continues to ignore them, what about the rest of you? Do you listen as you're walking by, or do you just ignore him as well, considering his words blasphemy or just untrue?
I would like to listen to what he's saying.
I'd keep going.
Alright.
I'll just mumble. That's a lot of bullshit.
So as he continues on spreading the words of the godless view, he's moving from the distance, so you barely hear him. And there you make it to the Rusty Anchor. As you walk in, the entire bar is filled with not only sailors and naval officers, but also pirates. This was a very popular, you could tell by looking at the the customers and clients, this is a very popular location for sailors and pirates. And as you find a table big enough for all of you, and you sit down for the time being, Asumi says be right back. Sorry, he's typing, and I was going to say he wants to say something, but he said be right back also. Alright, so as you guys sit down, a barmaid walks up to you and goes, "Welcome to the Rusty Anchor, lads. My name is Erica, and I will be your hostess for this evening. Tell me, how can we quench your thirst or fill your bellies?"
Hopefully not with branded rum.
She looks at you and goes, "That drink is so illegal, lad, we're not going to even answer that question. We got other things to sell. Brain death will be the death of you." Which is, of
I
course, in
said
the name.
hopefully not.
Then we'll get you normal rum. She writes that down. What about the rest of you?
We'll have something with meat and whatever. Dwarven Scout is good. Thank you.
She writes that down. Let's see. Luke, Zelda, I'm certain you're with the group in the Rusty Anchor. What about you guys? Anything to drink?
I would like to have a glass of wine and some steak.
Alright. Writes that down.
I'll have what he's having. And then he'll point to Kazric.
And she writes that down. And what about to eat, lads? To fill your bellies? Would you like some fried fish, steaks, or maybe you're in the mood for some delight from the eastern lands? I believe they call it sushi? Sumi says he's back and asks in character, "What are sushi?" The barmaid goes, well, from what I understand, they are a culinary delight from the eastern land. Basically, they basically have a sushi in these seaweed type of stuff, which is cooked and salted, and then put fish on it and wrap it around with rice. If not, some dish has rice molded into some sort of shape and then have another type of fish on it. They're all raw, mind you. And you can add certain things, sauce, fish eggs, anything like that. Would you like to try some?
Wait, raw fish? Raw?
Yes, it's raw.
Give me something cooked, please.
Assuming goes, if it is a famous dish to the eastern land, then I suppose I could try it. See what's it like. I'll have a plate of sushi then. She goes, good choice. She goes and she writes that down. Would anybody like that too? Or would you like your fish cooked?
Yeah, I would like to try some sushi.
She writes that down. Anybody else?
I'll take the steak.
And how would you like to cook, lad?
About medium rare.
The best type of method of cooking it. If you said well done, I would throw the stick to your face. She says, you could tell customer service doesn't really work with pirates. And she looks at the rest of you. Anything else from you two?
Steaks sound gut. Ich auch Take with medium. Danke.
All right. And Ludovic?
Yes.
A cooked fish, please.
All right. And she goes on ahead. And she writes all that down, and she leaves. Meanwhile, Thimble. Moving to Thimble real quick. You were walking to the near the stable, and you also are hearing the godless emissary preach about the faction, giving the stories that he mentions. Do you have any reaction to it?
Nope, gotta focus on getting the fuck out of here.
All right. So as you go and you walk to the stable, you see an elven woman looking over to you. As you walk up, she goes, "Well, hello there," and she says in Gnomish, "My friendly gnome, how are you today? I hope you don't mind me practicing my Gnomish tongue."
He replies in Gnomish, no problem, but unfortunately the day could have been better. We've been dealing with, well, we got attacked by some birds. So he pulls out the receipt that we got from the gnome copter captain and hands it to her. We need transport to, so the folks at the gnome copter crew needs a pickup, and we need transport to the wizard's tower.
She listens to you. She goes, "Oh no, I hope they're okay. Are they all okay?"
Well, 3 of them died to the birds that attacked us. Everyone else is okay. But, yeah, it's not great.
Oh, Mother Siren, if only you were still here. Your prayers would have probably helped them through the afterlife. She says that she's just saddened at the news, and she goes, "Okay. Firstly, she go and grabs some papers. Where are they?"
They're a bit north of the city. They used one of the one of the Grand Tree pods to signal for some help, so hopefully that is at least going through.
It might get to someone before us, sure. I'll let them know. Okay. And you needed to go where?
The wizard's tower.
Okay. Well, we don't have a gnome copter with us at this moment, nor a representative. It is still a new thing, from what I was told. But we can send you to the wizard tower through a wagon. We have one available for whenever you wish to go.
Alright. That'll do. We gotta maybe stay out of the sky for a little while. I'll let the others know, and we'll be back.
All right. I will have a reservation for the wagons now, and like that, hopefully, once you come back and you still decide to go through the wagon, it'll still be here.
Thank you very much. And then Thimble decides to head to the Rusty Anchor to let everyone know.
All right. So as you're starting to walk back, and obviously you still hear the emissary preach, and his words, although you don't know if it's entirely true, but a part of you feel that it could be, considering that if the edict is up, obviously Saradomin isn't going to reveal who put up the edict. But this is where I would ask you, would your character be able to guess who put up the edict?
No, but he doesn't particularly care right now.
Alright. So ignore it, basically just having that through your mind just for the time being. You eventually ignore it to focus on informing the group. As you arrive to the Rusty Anchor, you see them there sitting down. You walk up to them. You can go
All
ahead.
right. So I secured us some transport. It's gonna be a cart the rest of the way. Once we're ready to go, we can move out.
Assuming responds with good. Well, at least with a cart, we'll be able to get there without worrying about our feet. In the meantime, I should also be reminded to give them the letter from the captain. Like that, we can either get a discount or hopefully get the ride for free.
I may have picked your pocket and gave it to her already. Because I forgot that no one gave it to me when I was going there. So I may have accidentally given it to her already, but I can't remember now. Did I actually give her it?
Oh no, you just informed her of everything, yeah.
Alright, then never mind.
Yeah. Alright. And Asumi goes, well, no worry. Is at least we know that we have a wagon. Would you like something to eat? Once the waiter comes back, I have ordered sushi. Perhaps we can share that.
Yeah, I'll take a few bites of that. But overall, I'm not that hungry.
Alright. So meanwhile, Vera, as you separated with the group and looking for a charter ship, you managed to find a few. What would you like to do?
I'd like to approach one of the captains and ask about pricing.
Alright. As you approach one of the captain, they look at you and they go, "Need something, laddie."
Yeah. I was wondering how much money it costs to charter a ship to the Ark, specifically the island of Twilight.
That far, eh? Considering we would have to make a few stops for supplies, I'd say about 2,000 gold coins. It's a pretty far
All right.
travel.
I imagined it would be a lot. Thank you. That was all I wanted to know.
Sure. Okay. Have a great day, then. What do you do now?
I'd start heading to the inn with everyone else.
Alright. You head over to the inn as well, joining everybody else. Do you let them know? You let them know you're back by just simply sitting down. What
Yeah,
do
I
you
just
tell
sit
them?
down next to them.
Yeah. What do you? tell
I'm
them?
back. I'm ready to leave when everyone else is.
Yeah, I think we're getting some quick snacks before we get on the cart to the Wizard's Tower.
With that, a few more minutes passes, sorry. And you see your plates coming in. First, the drinks, where each one of you get your drink of water, beer, rum, and whatever. She sees you, Dimple, and she just ensures to place another cup for you with a jug of water. And for you, Bera. She goes on ahead and gives the dish for each one. For Zelda and Asumi, and Dimple, who's basically sharing a dish with Asumi, you see it. This odd culinary delight called sushi. It is something from the Eastern land, as the waitress said. And you could see it. It has raw fish either wrapped inside rice or rice underneath a fish. And it looks good. It doesn't smell like anything. Nothing rotten or anything. But it looks very edible. Who takes the first bite?
Well, no one raised me to be a cow when it came to food, and Thibble would pop it in his mouth.
Alright. So, as you eat the dish, or one of the sushi, it tastes different. You know it's raw from just looking at it, and you just expected it to be weird. But it tastes good, salty, a little chewy. But with everything that they added onto it, even the rice tasted sweet-ish. And you're just chewing on it and you swallow. You give yourself a minute and your stomach doesn't react horribly to it. Your body seems to have enjoyed it. Asumi looks at you, as he typed in that he looks at you when he goes, "How does it taste?"
Not bad. I think it just is a matter of adjusting to it. It's definitely got a different sort of texture than what you would expect. Like, I mean, it is raw fish, but, you know, there's a little bit of like a vinegary taste to the rice, which goes quite well with the fish.
Asumi responds with having the facial expression of interest and grabs one of the sushi and just puts the whole thing in his mouth and starts chewing to where he's just nodding at the flavor. With his mouth full, he says, "This actually tastes good. Who knew that raw fish like this could actually be a delight?" The same thing with you, Zelda. Do you take a bite of it after hearing those two?
I take a bite and just I look at it and then I take a bite. And then I say, ew, it doesn't taste good at all. It's just, I can only taste raw fish. How do you like it, Azumi? Disgusting.
Asumi responds with, "I can imagine not everyone would enjoy this, but it has a nice flavor to it. I suppose it is a good backup if you have fish and rice but no fire to make. You could just basically do this."
Hey, Zelda, if you're not gonna eat the rest of yours, could we have it?
Yeah, sure, you can have it.
Thank you very kindly. More for us. Then Thimble just pops a piece into his mouth.
So after a few minutes of you guys eating or drinking, you finally finish with your dish. Eating everything, devouring everything, drinking everything, and you're done. The barmaid walks up and goes, "I hope you all had your belly filled with the foods and drinks. Are you ready for the check?"
Yep.
Alright. She goes on ahead and she places down. The whole thing costed about 55 gold coins. Who's paying?
Is this for everybody's meal and drinks?
Yeah, like the total was 55 gold coins. It's basically the bill for the table.
I'll pay the bill for the table.
Alright. As you go on ahead and you pay the 55 gold coin, she goes, looks at you and she goes, "Well, I hope you folks enjoyed your days here. And please, come back if you ever feel like you'll need your belly filled." She says as she starts walking back, grabbing some dishes to be able to put away and wash them. Are you guys ready to head out and return to the stable?
Yep.
Yep.
I think Kaz and I still wanted to hit the smith now. Or do you not still want to do that?
Alright. You all head out of the bar. You feel a little better, rejuvenated even. Your stomach full from either food or water. And you head to the stable. Thimble, you see the elven lady there again as she looks over and sees the group that coming with. And in common, she goes, "Welcome! I believe these are the group you told me you were going to alert about."
Yep.
Well, welcome. We have a wagon and the animal to pull ready for you. It's just gonna cost you at least 600 gold coins to go from there to Draenor and then to the Wizard Tower.
Assume we present the thing you got from the captain.
Alright, yeah, Luke, give me
Oh.
one moment. Yeah, I was gonna do you separately. Give me one moment. Asumi goes on ahead and grabs the paper and gives it to her and goes, "The captain gave me this because of the unfortunate accident we have. Is there any way that maybe I could pay with this?" She grabs the paper and looks and she goes, "Yeah, you can. This actually covers the amount needed for the trip. Alright. Well, it's free of charge and the wagon is ready for you to take whenever you need to take it. So just hop on in and the driver will take you there." Asumi responds with, "Thank you. All we need to do is wait for Luke and we'll be on our way then." Alright. With that, Luke, as you separated with the group for a moment to head to the smithery, you arrive there and you see the worker just basically just putting what you can see is a boot in water before taking it back out and just examining it.
I'd approach and I'd ask him, "Hey, what do you have for sale here? Any completed works?"
He looks at you and goes, "Oh. Well, we would have to walk into my shop, actually. I'm just a smith out here. I get the orders from the shop owner. But I believe the metals that we have here comes in different option. The most that we sell here is about, I believe the last time I checked was adamant. We could craft you bigger and better armor, but we would need the materials ourselves."
"I see. I'll head inside then. Thank you."
Alright. So you walk around and head to the shopkeep.
Yes, sir.
Give me one quick moment. Just noticed there you go. Alright, so as you I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix something here. Alright. So, as you are heading towards the inside of the Smith building, you walk in and you see the shopkeeper there. He looks over to you and goes, "Welcome! How can I help you, my friend? You need a new armor? We have it here. You need one repaired? We can do it here. Just please tell me what is this that you desire, and I will do my utmost best to give you what you require."
"Armor, Do you have any weapons here as well?"
New armor, you say? Well, we have a lot of those here. He says as he gestures over to the armor stands. Take a look at those. We have them, basically the medals for them. We have the greatest armors you can possibly think of. From steel all the way to adamantite. Of course, we also have ruin, but we're on very low supply on that. So the best we could do is maybe give you a sword of ruin. But obviously, the options are all there for you. What is it that you would like? A new plate arm, a new armor, or a new weapon?
I'm looking for a new weapon. Do you happen to have a steel greatsword and or a spear?
A steel greatsword, eh? Of course we do. Might I recommend maybe something better? Stronger? Perhaps he goes on ahead and he gestures you to follow him for a minute as he goes and he pulls out a bluish, no, not a bluish, a purplish weapon that and he places it on the table. Mithril. Great metal, strong too, not as strong as adamantite. If you're looking for that too, I could probably whip it up in a few days and have it for you ready.
What would a mithril spear and a mithril greatsword cost me?
Let's see, with this type of beauty, it would cost you at least 1,001 gold coin.
I'm sorry, was that for both?
Yeah, that's the actual price.
For one or for both? I'm sorry.
For one, just basically the great sword itself.
Oh, gotcha.
1,001.
And if I traded my current greatsword, perhaps this flail and also this set of chainmail, would that bring your price down?
No, of course. Let me look at your equipment real quick. Hold up. Can you? I stopped clicking this by mistake. Just give me one moment. By the way, just to make a quick statement to all of you, your starting equipment is steel. Just as an FYI, your starting equipment is steel. So you do have a steel weaponry, not iron. But you said you wanted to sell what? The great sword and the what?
The flail and the chainmail.
Alright, so let me check real quick. Alright, well, for this, I believe they would go down, so let me just make some quick calculation. The man says as he's, as me, the dungeon master, I'm trying to make a quick calculation. Give me a moment. So... Alright, you can still see he's doing some quick calculations to make sure he has everything calculated properly. And then you said the flail, right?
Yeah, the chainmail, the flail, and the current greatsword.
Right. So there's no flail in RuneScape, but I could probably work with something which here you are.
Like a mace or something, I don't know.
I mean, technically there is a flail, but it's like the only flail in the game, and it's like too powerful. But anyway, after everything, he goes, well, if you give me all of those weaponry that you have on you, I could lower down the price to where you only have to pay me 144 gold coins.
It's a deal then.
All right then. So as you make your deal, you now have a mithril great sword, which I believe there's probably isn't a mithril great sword in Beyond. Give me one moment to check so I can make sure I tell you what proper items you need to get. Alright, so you'll want to get a +1 great sword. Alright?
And got it.
Alright. So with that, you now have your mithril greatsword to hit a little bit harder and stronger. And it looks bluish in the sign, not bluish, sorry, purplish, like light purple. And it looks really nice. As you finally see it and you grab it, it does feel a little heavier, basically because of the metal. But other than that, after giving away everything that you sold and just losing 144 gold coins, you have yourself a new weapon. Anything else you would like to do?
Did you happen to have a spear made of the same material?
A spear, you say? Ah. He looks around. Ah! Blasted. No, sorry. We actually ran out of that. I don't know how long ago. I believe the smith is most likely making that. He looks over just to look at some papers. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for us to get it. Sorry, lad. We don't have the spear.
Would it be possible to order it ahead of time?
Yeah, I'd say it would be very possible. Let's see. He goes on ahead and he makes some. He looks through the papers and he goes, well, we could probably, if I could have the smith to work on the spears eventually, depending on how long he takes, I could probably have the spear ready in about 2 weeks, tops.
And what is your price?
Let's see. Let me look at the price for the spear again. Here it is. The spear would be 501 gold coins. Because technically we're just basically adding wood, covering the wood a bit with a plate of the spear, and then basically the tip and the on both sides. So we're using less metal on it. So just 501 gold coins to have it ready for you.
All right, sounds like a deal. I'll be back in 2 weeks. And then I would pay the man his 501.
Alright. As you go on ahead and you pay him that, he goes, alright. We'll have it held for you in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks it'll be ready, and we'll have it held for you. Just give us your name so we can know it's you.
The name's Raven. Luke Raven.
As you're looking at the table, you can see him actually write Raven, Luke, Raven. An odd middle name there, but alright. As he goes on ahead, he pulls the paper out and he hands you a receipt. If I'm not here, just give the person your name and then give them the receipt. Raven, Luke, Raven.
Sure. Thank you.
With that, anything else?
No, I'd go to leave the shop and regroup with everybody.
So you head back to where everybody else is, where you see them basically waiting for you at the wagon. Do you approach?
I would approach, giving a quick little like flourish of the blade.
Assuming entered Luke, there you are. I see you have a new blade.
Oh yeah, it's pretty groovy.
He responds with, well, it suits you. Are we ready to depart then? He asks everyone. Is everybody ready to depart?
Yep.
Yeah, I put this one on its resting place on my back, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Alright. With that, we are going to pause the session here to take a small 25 to 30 minutes break to be able to drink some water, use the bathroom, have a snack. So with that, we will be right back. I am going to mute this Discord so the people at home doesn't hear you guys. So yeah, we're gonna pause now.
Racism.
Alright, and we are back. Is everybody back? Hello there?
Hello.
Hey.
Alright. Somebody invite Zelda to the chat. I think I tried inviting them, but I couldn't.
Hello.
Alright. So we are back now. So just to make sure everybody is ready. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm here. I'm ready.
All right.
Zelda's still not in BC.
Might not be back yet.
She has the asking for permission to enter, but oh, she left.
Maybe something's going wrong with her computer or something.
Hopefully nothing too serious. Alright. So, we'll continue without her. She can come back once she's ready. But yeah. So, as you guys are in the wagon, and you start driving off through the woods now. And about 2-3 days goes by. As firstly, to make sure everybody is aware, you all have a long rest. So make sure you give yourself a long rest from those days' passage.
Before we set off, like say we're like in the wagon or something, can I recall the bonded greatsword to my hand that I sold?
Can you what?
Can I recall the bonded greatsword that I sold to my hand?
Yeah, you had binded it before, and I told you that you didn't need to bind it again. So yeah, you can call it back. So you do that as you guys are in the woods. You go and you put your hand up or forward, however you want to do it, and you telepathically called your sword back, and boom, the sword returns to your hand.
Nice. And as we travel, you said it was like it's got to be at least 8 hours for a long rest, right? Or something like that.
No. How we do it in here, you just have to do it once and that's it. So you can call it as many times as you want, and you just have to bind the weapon once. It's just any new weapons you want to bind, that's when you'll have to bind that one, but any old bind, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, so like during the travel time, can I bind to the mithril greatsword in place of the previous greatsword?
Yeah, so during the travel you could do that. So yeah, during the travel, as you call your sword, you go on ahead and you start binding, you start making a quick incantation, symbols, and bind this mithril sword to you, which makes it that your sword, your steel greatsword, is no longer bound to you, just the mithril now. Alright?
Sounds good.
Alright. So after the 2 days, like I said, make sure you all have your long rest. After the 2 days, you all go and you arrive to Draenor. And it starts taking you through this town. You see open field of wheat on your left, and just nothing but buildings on your right. You continue on to look over and just continue to watch as you start getting deeper to the town itself, or further into the town. Eventually, after about at least maybe 25 to 30 minutes, you start getting, you start leaving the town a bit, and you start seeing, you look over, probably like looking through the window view to where the driver's seat is, where you could see his back, but also, not see his back, sorry, where you could see the horses and his legs, and you could still see the view from ahead. But looking through that window, you see a bridge, and eventually the driver stops and goes, "All right, this is how far as I can take you. The wizards apparently have some thing that don't want us to have a wagon take them, be driven on top of the bridge. I guess they like to keep it spotless. But this is how far as we can take you." With that, Asumi says he gets off and goes, "All right, we can walk from here. Is everybody ready?"
Yeah, let's do this.
Never thought I'd be back here.
And so you all get off the wagon and you look over. For those of you who has never been there before, you look up and you see the tower is from the distance of the bridge, from the other side of the bridge, is basically on a small island-like structure, but it's large enough. You see the tower goes high and higher and higher, all the way that even you could tell that the building itself is so high that it surpasses the clouds itself. From wherever the clouds limits is, the tower just goes through it. And it isn't that cloudy, but there are some cloud passing through it. Or better yet, some clouds are moving, and so they're just being divided by the building. But yeah, as you just keep looking up, you almost have to use your entire neck stretched back just so you could look up at the tower. And this is, from your knowledges, all of you, is not all of you, but a certain of you who's never been here. This is possibly the largest building in this entire realm, possibly the entire mainland. So what is your reactions? Some of you who've never seen the tower before, what would your reaction be to seeing the height of this building?
Did it get taller?
It is a tower. Let me give me a minute and I can show you.
No,
what
I
it looks like.
was making a joke. I said, did it get taller?
Oh, did it get taller? Sorry.
Yes, I was making a joke.
I hate stairs.
I believe the one who built this compensated for something.
Probably the previous tower burning down.
How many berries do you think you could fit in that bad boy?
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, let's assume it's 100 feet at least. And I mean, how big is a berry?
Berry size.
So here's a concept art of what it looks like by concept art, which I want to use as an example for the stream, but I'm gonna go with the in-game version. But that's, canonically speaking, the concept art is how tall it is.
I'd say at least 100 berries then.
At least.
Assuming response with, "I am certain it's gonna be more than 100 berries."
That's why I said at least.
With that, Asumi also says, "Alright, let's go and see if we can find someone that can help us. Hopefully on Klimdu."
Alright, let's go.
So as you start walking over the bridge, yeah, the tower is just still towering over you guys. You could see the beautiful structures of statues of wizards, basically just gesturing over to the towers, holding scrolls and everything. A lot of the statues also has like them looking like they're crafting rune stones, and all that. You see light sources and water going through some fountains on each side of the entrance road. And as you look up, you do see a large, from the concept art, you do see like a large globe-like structure that seems to represent the planet itself and the astrology around it. As you start entering the tower, there's a wizard who looks over to you on a podium, on a podium desk that is a little bit higher, leveled. Where she looks down, she goes, "Welcome to the Wizard's Tower. Sir Knight, it is so good to see you. And Thimble, are you here to see your aunt?"
Is she in?
"Sadly, no. She actually left on an important task. Apparently, there has been a discovery of a new ruin altar, and she's trying to see if she can get her hand on it." Is it important? Perhaps Archmage Sardor could help you?
Yeah, we need some help reverse engineering some magic to figure out the location of something.
Of course. Give me one moment. She goes on ahead and she you could see her her hand motion to something as she's holding on, and she looks down at it for a moment before she looks back and goes, "Lucky for you, Archmage Sardor is available right now in his office, very top." She gestures over, and she gestures she gestures to the rest of the entrance to the tower itself, where you see basically floating bookcases, ruined guardian, which basically are golem-like creatures, powered by magic. You see some gnomes and wizards walking around. You see sorcerers reading through some books. And in the center of the interior itself, it's a large beam that starts from the bottom and probably deeper, extending upwards to the tower. She goes, "Take the beam up and you'll make it to the very top. Not to the very top, not to the roof, but to the top of the tower where you're able to speak to Sir Archmage Sardor."
Well, time to... Alright, everyone, who's ready for the weird portal thing in the center?
"Oh, yes. I believe I should probably give the proper instruction." She says, "Aside from Asumi, Thimble," and she looks over you, Luke, and goes, "You're Luke Raven, are you not?"
That I am.
You used to be a student of the tower. It's been a while. How has your studies been going?"
I've been taking ventures into other things. Haven't been doing too much studying.
"I see. Well, it's good to see you again. So does anybody besides these three understands or knows how to use the beam of the tower?"
I've never seen something like it before.
Well, yes. You see, this beam there, for those of you who don't know, she's gesturing over to Kazarick, Rudovic, and Zelda. This beam is like a staircase. The tower is built on the beam itself. You no longer need to walk up and down the stairs. Instead, you get to the center of the beam and let it carry you to the next floor.
Now this is weird.
Basically, consider it a telekinesis, if you will. Except the tower does it itself. Does that make sense? I could try explaining it a different way.
Magic does it. All I need to know.
It's simple magic, easy as that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Well, enjoy your stay in the tower and do try not to steal or break anything. We'll know, she says in a lecturing tone, looking at Asumi. Not Asumi, sorry. She's looking at Thimple.
Sorry, say that again?
She basically says, enjoy your stay and please try not to steal anything. We will know, looks at Thimple.
It was just the one freaking time that Phil walks over to the beam and just rides it up.
Alright. Everybody else follows along?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Here we go.
Alright. As you guys get to the center with alright. As you guys get to the center with us, Thimple and Asumi, and you wish to rise up, and you do. You are carried up to the second floor, then the third floor. Between going up to each floor, one of you notice a room with a demon floating and crouched into a ball-like structure. So I'm going to roll. How many do we have here? 7 people. I'm going to roll a D7 die just for shits and giggle on Discord. I'm going to roll a D7 on Discord and see who notices this demon. Well, yeah, actually, except for Asumi and Thimple. So I would say probably a D6. So let's see. No, D5. Whatever. I'll see what I can do.
Would I not known of this?
Alright. Vera, as you start going up and going through the floor, you almost feel like you first flinched thinking that you were going to actually go through the glass floor itself. But as you finally reached there, your body becomes entanglable to where you go through the glass floor itself. And you found this amazing. You're looking around until in the corner of your eye, you see a demon in a room, almost binded by a spell. What's your reaction to that?
Why is there a demon chained up in your tower?
You don't have a demon chained up in the basement of your farm?
No. She gets free reign of the farm. I call her mother.
Oof. I think the demon's always been there. I don't really remember the full history, but I think something about just kind of being here when they arrived and one of the wizards keeping it trapped.
Is that ethical?
Do you actually care, or...
No.
Then it's totally ethical.
Gotcha.
I'm glad it's restrained. Wouldn't want it to be a free-range demon.
Alright. As you finally make it to the final floor, which would be the third-ish floor, There you see a elderly archmage with a somewhat long gray beard, messy hair that is being basically settled down by a hat. And he looks over to you in his bluish, wizardish towered uniform, but with gold trimmed around it. As he looks over to you, and he goes, Welcome to the Wizard Tower. I am Archmage Sordor. I was told that you need his assistant, Sir Knight, Asumi, and the Thimble, and the rest of the party members. I assume you're here for something graving, and not here to waste my time?
Yeah, we're trying to track down a cult, and we need help reverse engineering a teleportation spell from this wand and this tracking bracelet.
As you show it to him, he goes on ahead and he uses telekinesis to grab the wand and the bracelet and bring it closer to him to where he looks at it. He goes, fascinating. This seems to have a mixture of demonic essence in it. It seems whatever we're doing does need a great method of tracking. Well, it's advanced too. Instead of needing to basically rub an item to track something, it basically does the tracking automatically. Huh. And this wand itself. These markings here are definitely demonic. I would scream curse if it isn't the two of you, he says, looking at Thimble and Asumi. Luke Raiden! One of the tower's students before you decided to leave because you prefer explosive magic. I see you haven't lost any limbs yourself.
No, it's great to see you again.
So you couldn't figure this out yourself, he says, looking at the objects.
Unfortunately not.
You see, it's like your old teacher told you. You need to look aside from explosive and study other stuff. Let this be a lesson. Anyway, I could probably reverse engineer this. You're looking to try to find a way to reverse engineer it how exactly?
Basically, we're trying to find the cult, and they keep escaping us. So we want to be able to essentially teleport. How were we going to do this again? Were we going to use the wand to teleport to them, or we would reverse engineer the tracking so that way we'd be able to track them?
The latter seems more surefire, but that's only if you ask me.
Well, the wand does seem to teleport somewhere. You've used it before, I assume?
Yep.
And it doesn't teleport you to the cult? Just somewhere, let's say, a meeting location?
Yeah, basically. When we tried to get there, we got spotted, so they didn't show up for us to ambush. So they have this cave. They teleport the victims there, and then the cult takes them further into the cave and teleports away.
I see. Well, I can't really reverse engineer it to work in the way that you want it. But I believe I can actually do something else. Follow me to my office, he says as he starts walking to the office with the two objects levitating next to him. And as you walk in, he telekinetically pulls up several chairs for you to be able to sit down. As he goes around his table and opens up a big book looking through it. Now, I know there's a specific spell that could help. Now, it won't be in a way that can be reversed engineer you to teleport to the cult themselves, but I could find a way to engineer it that once you're in the location where the cult has a, what's the word? An entrance point to their secret hideout, I could have it that the wand can teleport you to the hideout once you're there. So long as you know where the meeting location is.
That we do. I think that'll be a great way to help us. Thank you, Archmage.
No problem. It's the best I can do. After all, a Sir Knight here. Might as well see what I can do. Have you decided to actually become a wizard, Asumi? Your skills and magic, I have seen it firsthand. What about you, Thimble? The two of you together using magic? I bet the team up would be amazing.
One thing at a time, Archmage. We first gotta deal with this cult.
Well, understand that being a wizard will take years of practice. Luke is a great example of actually quitting early. I'm kidding. He's a great student and expert of explosive magic. If only he had expanded his reach of desire. You could ask him how well he learned how to use different spells. So if you wish to be wizards yourselves, I will be... You could consider this an open invitation. You don't have to be full members, I understand how busy you are. But at least consider becoming wizards of the tower.
Yeah, we'll take it under advisement, sir.
Asumi says, indeed, I will consider it. Thank you for the offer. But being a white knight might keep me occupied. Perhaps maybe I could be a distant student if I ever decide. Well, a distant student would require an archmage. I'm sure your aunt would be happy enough. If you want, I can let her know your interest in that, and maybe she can give you some books. He says as he's looking through the book, goes, here we go. Alright. This might take a while, because I need to get some ingredients, and then focus on this ritual. And one thing, you said you were spotted previously, yes?
Yep, by a hawk.
Is there a chance that they might have moved to a different location?
That's a possibility, but
If it is a possibility, that's good enough. I'm going to dig deep into the connection of the wand and see if I could find any traces of information to see if I can take you to where you need to go. You don't want to go somewhere else and be running around like a how do the kids say these days? A blind chicken?
Chicken without its head.
Yeah, that exactly. Alright. Anyway, if you wish, explore the tower a little bit. Relax, read some books if you want. This ritual is gonna take me a while. Do you have any requests or any questions before I begin?
None for me.
Asumi responds saying no. Anybody else has any questions or requests from the to the Archmage?
No.
Nope.
Not at present.
So with that, you walk out of his office. So what would you guys like to do? You can explore the tower, buy some time, read some book, maybe some history books, spell books, ritual books. What would you guys like to do?
Check out some ritual books.
Alright.
Thimble's gonna go to the portal for the runesman at the top of the tower to do some crafting.
All right. Nice.
Can I go and check out the demon? Demon.
You could go. Well, you can go visit the demon. You could go
Yeah,
visit.
I'm gonna observe him like from far away. I'm not gonna go near him.
All right. All right. So going in the order that I have you guys on the screen. So Thimble, you first. You go on ahead and you beam up to the tower. I believe Asumi said he's going with you. Yeah, he is. Okay. So Asumi says he's going with you. As you guys beam up to the tower and going to the ruin span portal, as you enter it, you find yourself in a pocket dimension. You guys been here before, as your aunt was teaching you how to ruin craft, if not by the altars itself, but by RuneScape. And I need the both of you to go on ahead and roll for Arcana for me.
11.
And I see 16 from Asumi. Okay. So, with that, the both of you managed to successfully grab some rune stones and start crafting ruins, elemental ruins, to be capable of restocking your supply. I would say you both managed to successfully stock up your pouch completely, thanks to that. But it would take a while. It's not like you finish quickly, but you're taking your time doing it. But while you're taking your time doing it, is there anything you guys would like to talk about with each other or plan?
So once we figure out how to catch up to the cult, what's our plan? Do we still want to go with you guys lead a frontal assault, and some of us will sneak around, or do you think we're probably going to be like right in the middle of their territory and have to more or less fight our way to get to the captives?
Alright, he's typing right now. You say that, and you manage to talk and absorb the energy into the stones. You're used to this. Sumi responds with a good question. I think perhaps we should have you scout ahead to see everything. While I agree that there's a possibility that might go in blindly without knowing, but because of my code of honor, I have to walk in and inform the enemy that I have arrived. Worst case scenario, the enemies are more well equipped than we anticipate. Did you hear him?
Yeah, sorry. Alright, sounds like a good plan. Maybe hold off on it charging in until I get back, so that way at least you're prepared.
He responds with, yes. Believe it or not, aside from you, the rest of the party members are considered civilians. So I have to ensure their safety first before doing my job as a white knight. He also enters, so at least with your scouting, we will be able to know the danger of these cult members and perhaps how many hostages we can rescue.
I guess it'll all depend on when we get there.
He also goes, cousin, I have something I wish to take off my chest.
What's up?
When we were in Port Sarome, the emissary of the Godless was speaking about a barrier. Do you think that is true?
I mean, I don't know, honestly. Like, why do you ask?
I ask because if it is true, why would Saradomin lie to us about it? Why not just reveal the truth? I am not saying his sacrifice is unnecessary, but the message I recall as a child when we were training in the White Knights during the demonic invasion, I recall his message sounding like he alone with some of the gods managed to put Zamorak out of the world. Why would he lie, or at least conceal the truth from us?
People have all their reasons for wanting to keep the full truth from coming out. If people found out that Saradomin, so soon after returning to the world, is gone, there'd be a panic. People would feel unsafe. This way, at least it seems like he did something and is protecting us from the outside, which isn't entirely wrong. Clearly, he's just trying to keep people from panicking. That's all I can really think of.
He responds with, I suppose. But I doubt it is true. But if it is, then I guess panic is something that is a possibility. And if the edict has returned, perhaps it is best to keep the World Guardian safe from having targets on his back.
Well, given their reputation, I doubt that it's going to do much to stop all the assassination attempts.
True. I suppose you could say a bigger target. With that, you guys are still gathering enough ruins. You switch to different creatures, to different elemental appearances like storms, a pool of or glaciers or stuff. Anything else you two want to talk about with each other?
Not that I can think of.
He says the same here. Alright. Meanwhile, Barrow, what is it that you said you wanted to do?
Can I go look for some books about the arc berries?
There is none.
Well, then nothing.
you're just like, I want to look for books of berry alchemy. None. Well, fuck this shit. I'm sitting down and doing nothing. Okay?
The arc berries, I meant, not berry alchemy.
The what berry?
The arc, you know, the eastern lands, the berries of the eastern lands.
Yeah, you don't really find much. Yeah, there isn't really any books that keeps a list of berries. But actually, if you want, you could, like, you already know this. So there are books that explain different type of berries, color, and taste to identify whether they're poisonous, can be used for poison potions, or they can be used for other things. These are stuff you already know. Do you want to read through it again?
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do in my free time. Just read it.
Okay. So you just reread this just to catch up on your memory. Make sure you remember the information properly. Luke, you said you wanted to do what again? Ritual reading?
Yeah.
Alright. So you look through some books and you find a book about rituals. As you read through the book clearly tells you that there's several different rituals that can be used through magic. And then there are forbidden style of rituals, of blood rituals or necromantic rituals, which it's something that the book specifically state that the tower frowns upon. Clearly, it's basically a do not do this type of situation. So, do me a favor and roll for Arcana.
$12.
Alright. You said 12?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With a 12, you struggle to understand some of the rituals. A lot of the rituals there, you know, some of them you know, like a binding ritual, for example, to be able to bind items to you. Some rituals are a teleportation ritual, to be able to teleport a group of people easily without strain or stress through normal teleportation. And a lot of them seems a little complicated to you. Or not complicated, but when you're reading through the materials and everything, you find yourself getting a slight headache from all the information and what it is required. You try to skip through some pages, but you could tell that the only thing that they have afterwards is counter to demonic spells, demonic rituals, or necromantic rituals. But there's nothing else that shows you how to make the spells or do those type of rituals. So for one more time, I'm gonna need you to roll a plain intelligence check.
13.
13?
Yes.
As you decide to go back a little bit and you're looking through the spells, you did manage to find something. It is not a spell that you can learn quickly, but you at least memorize the symbol of the spell. It is a warding spell. At least kept made to ward certain creatures away from a specific location, like a room or an entry point. You memorize the symbol, at least, and you sort of memorized the ruins, but you didn't memorize all of it completely. Do you want to make a sketch of the symbols to keep it somewhere?
Yeah, I'll take it down in like a ritual book or something.
Alright. So you go on ahead, you open up your spell book, and you find an empty page where you start copying the rituals and at least some of the information on it. Just slowly, closely getting the symbol as close to what you can copy it as possible. Is there anything else you would like to do? Or would you like to still continue to read the book?
I'll take the knowledge that I have now, and probably head up to the top for the rune span as well, considering I need runes.
Alright. So as you do the same thing, eventually you finish with your little ritual study of a warding spell, and you go on ahead, you get a high up, and you enter the portal for Runespan. Go ahead and roll for Arcana for me.
$21.
Okay. So you go on ahead and you grab some rune stones that are floating within the area, and you start siphoning the creatures around there perfectly, where soon you'll have a full pouch. Your pouch will be fully charged with rune stones. Kazarik, is there anything you would like to do?
Well, not really. He kind of feels out of place. He will just go with Luke and do nothing. All of this is like, it's a big place. He doesn't know anything. He barely speaks the language, partly.
Alright, not a problem. So you're just there, relaxing, eating your sandwich, doing what you do. Looking through some books maybe just to read, like some history books, or just looking through some newspapers that you find on a stacked up somewhere.
Yes, I will read up on gnomish crime.
Of course. What about you, Rudovic?
I will just basically wait for everyone to finish their business and, just wait. Not really mine kind of thing. Magic isn't really my profession, so...
Alright. So you're just waiting for everybody to do their own thing. Probably doing the same thing as Kazarik. Waiting in the lounge area. Reading through some newspaper. Maybe some books. Crafting some wooden stuff. Like that Stardom statue you wanted to make. Back in the bar before you got so drunk. Whatever it is you would like to do.
You know what I will do? I will create a statue again.
I remember the statue. I remember it.
This time not drunk.
You'll do well. Zelda, remind me, what is it you wanted to do? You wanted to visit the demon?
Yeah.
Alright. So as you go down to the floor where Barrow saw the demon, you look around, and you find the demon inside a room. You could see him under a symbol. Hold up, just to make sure I remember the demon location. I'm trying to make sure I remember the location. Sorry. Alright, so yeah, as you walk into the room, you see the several symbols placed around the demon. With the demon being under one of the symbols where he is crouched over and just basically in a fetal position but floating. You see ruins all around the area around him, basically on the floor, on the tiles, which the tiles are basically made in a triangle shape where he is, and there's all has a magical symbol around it, which a pillar curved behind him with symbols more. Basically a binding spell to keep him on the spot where he is. And you see two wizards there just ensuring that the symbols are kept in check. And the demon is just there in his fetal position, just not saying much, but he's basically ignoring everything around him.
Can I talk to him? Can I speak in his language?
So you said you wanted to talk to him?
Yeah.
Alright. As you walk up to him, one of the wizards goes, "Oh, hold on there, ma'am. I'm sorry, but we cannot let you interact with this demon. A foul thing. We can answer any question you have about it, but we recommend that you don't speak with this demon. Who knows what lies it'll try to tell you."
It's fine. Let me just speak to him. I mean no harm.
Alright, well, like I said, you can speak with us. Any questions you have about the demon, we can answer for you. Do you have any question about it?
I would rather ask him directly.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be a harm. You're not a student at the tower, after all. So I guess you can speak with the demon. There's no issue. But we will be here listening to the conversation. We can't let you be private. I mean, who knows? Something could happen between you and the demon. Safety concerns, if you will.
Alright.
So as you approach the demon closer, the two wizards just continue to do their work. But you could tell they're still listening as they're looking over to you and the demon. The demon is just there and he looks up to you. Look up at you and goes, "What do you want?"
I just have a few questions, that's it.
I am in no mood to answer any questions.
Also, I wanted to ask, does the demon speak any other language? So that the wizards can't understand us?
You asking that the demon, or you try to speak another
No,
language?
I am talking to you. I'm asking you if it speaks any other language.
Okay, what language?
I speak Draconic.
Which I think is... Hold up. Jeez. What was... Hey, Steve, what was the...
Yes.
What language was it again, Zelda?
Draconic.
Dragon language.
It's
As you start making growling gestures to the demon looks at you and goes, "I'm not an animal. I don't speak dragon."
Do you speak Elvish?
As you speak Elven to it, what do you say in Elven?
Also, I wanted to ask, does the wizard speak Elvish?
As you ask him, "What about Elven?" He looks at you and goes, "No. I only speak Inferno or Common."
Okay. Well, so I'm just gonna ask him because I don't want the wizards to listen to what I'm telling him. So I'm just not gonna ask things that I was going to. I'm just gonna ask some basic questions like, where are you from?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was asking him where is he from?
Where is he from? He looks at
Yeah.
you and he goes, "You do not know much about demons, do you?
No, I don't.
I am from the realm of Infernus, the home of the demons. That is where I am from.
Why are you here?
I was
What did you do?
summoned here long ago, before this tower was created. The one before it. I was summoned as a means to find a method of teleportation. In other words, the origin of this beam of light that you see behind you is me. The wizards look at the demons and go, another lie by this demon. How hilarious. We tried to kill him, to move him away, to, send him away, banish him even. But for some reason, he always comes back. I am cursed to the area. So to ensure I don't cause trouble, the wizards keeps me chained to this spot.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the wizards and tell them to leave the room. Can I roll for persuasion?
Sorry, you want to do what?
I want the wizards to leave the room. I just want to talk to the demon alone.
Alright. So you leave the demon alone up? You leave the demon alone?
No, I want them to leave us alone. I want to talk to him alone.
She wants to try and convince the wizards to leave the room so she can have a one-on-one conversation with the demon.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. Would they?
Can I roll for persuasion?
It's just one of those situations is that they had an experience with it in the past. So when you look at them and trying to convince them, go ahead and roll for persuasion for me again.
$19 again.
Not bad, okay. They look over and they're like, all right, but we will keep the door open. We can't just, close the door. You can have your private conversation with the demon, but if we hear anything, we're keeping an eye on. If we hear anything, you'll be evicted from the tower or rescued, whatever happens. They say as they walk out and they leave the door open, but they have their back turned as they're talking to each other now. Basically letting you do what you need to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell the demon that I want to make a deal with you.
I am in no position to make deals. I am... What's the word?
It's for your benefit. It's for your benefit.
He responds with, I am still in... hold up, sorry, I had something in my mouth. I am still under contract, if you will. Which is why I am bound to this specific spot. You can strike me down now and you can see I will forever respawn here. Which is why... Yes?
Contract with whom? Can you tell me that?
Just to make sure, what did you say? Again, my hearing is horrible.
I was asking him about the contract. You have a contract with whom?
If you're allowed to have a contract with him.
No, I'm asking.
Oh.
With whom you have the contract with?
He shrugs and goes, I am in no obligation to reject you. You can do what you wish to this form. Stab it, throw magic blast at it, give it a makeup if you want. I can't do anything.
DM, she was asking who he had the contract with.
Thank you. Again, hearing aids are horrible. God, do I know the name? I don't think I do. Let me go back real quick, and I have it here, so yay for that. So give me a minute. Okay, here he is. As you ask, who is the person that he has a contract with? Oh my God, you stupid! Oh,
Yes.
sorry, this stupid computer froze. Okay. As you ask too, the demon looks and goes, "A old wizard wearing red. A old member of this tower. Those you would call a Zamarakian. Called Zamaron the Red. One of the tower's archmage before it was burned down. When the ritual that casted to summon me and create teleportation spell was failed and interrupted. By technicality, I'm still under contract with him."
But he's not alive, is he? He's not alive.
Sorry, what you said? You were gonna say something?
Yeah. Is he alive?
It has been thousands of years. No. He died when the tower burned down. Even with his death, I'm still bound by the contract. Because the ritual failure had made me the power source of teleportation magic.
So, can he not leave this tower? I'm asking you out of character.
No.
No. So, I want to make a deal with you. I will help you escape this tower, but in return, I want your complete loyalty, and if I summon you, you'll come and help me.
You misunderstand. Even if we were to agree to that, I cannot be summoned. I cannot do anything. I cannot make a contract. I am bound to this spot. I can never leave.
What if I find a way to break that contract?
He thinks about it for a bit. The wizards here have spent years trying to find a way. If you do, I can give you something in return. Knowledge of demonic contract. Or heck, maybe I could give you a fancy sword of your liking. But I would not get my hopes up. I am only here to either share information or just watch this place get old and dusted.
If I free you from here and if I find a way to break that contract, will you come with me and fight with me?
Yes.
Okay, then it's a deal then.
Alright.
Yeah, that's it. And as she says that, she walks out of the room.
What was that? I'm sorry?
I said it's a deal then to the demon.
Yeah, that's it. This demon says okay. He doesn't really do anything. He can't
Okay.
on his position, but he just says okay. And he's just still floating and staring at you in case you have any questions to ask for it.
No, that's it. As she says that, she's gonna leave the room.
Alright? So you leave the room?
Yeah.
And as you do that, the wizard sees you leave and they return to their post and ensuring the demon is just bounded and kept there as the demon is just, floating in that spot.
Okay.
Let's see who else is there. That's it. All right. So with that, telepathically, all of you get a message in your head from Archmage Sorador. He goes, "All right, folks, I have managed to finish with the rituals. Come down to my office and I'll explain how the ritual works."
Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
As you guys head to his office, he's there and he telekinetically hands the wand and bracelets back to Dimple. And he goes, "It took a while, but I managed to figure it out. So, firstly, you're going to need to return to Follador, where I assume that is the location. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, you're going to need to return to Follador, because the way that I made the teleportation, it works on a radius of the area. So, you're going to have to use it once you reach Follador. It will teleport to... hold on. It will teleport you to the meeting location of the cult members. The newest one, in fact. Once there, you have to use the wand as... Sorry, not the wand. The bracelet. You will have to use the bracelet as a mean to track their teleportation node. Somewhere will be a location where they mostly teleport to head over to their hideout. And then you should basically arrive to the hideout without issue.
Alright, so get to their meeting location, use it to get to the teleport nexus, and then teleport to their base.
Bingo! That's pretty much it. You summed it up perfectly. Any questions before you depart, I suppose?
Is there a portal to Falador somewhere in here?
I suppose I could try. Does everybody wish to be teleported to Falador?
Je doet grap.
Absolutely.
It's teleportation. The only time it'll hurt is you have a rough landing. But no, so long as I'm focused, you'll be teleported perfectly to Falador. Alright. Is everybody ready to be teleported?
Yep.
Yes.
Assuming
Yes.
Assuming also says yes. Alright. So with that, the Sardor goes on ahead and makes a quick incantation and then just aims his palms over to you all, and then you're all just lifted into the air and teleported. You then land right in the center of Volador. As you land there, you see some of the guards look at you, Asumi, where they rush to you and go, Sir Knight, I'm sorry to bother you. We were just about to grab someone, but perhaps you can help us. We found a dead body in an alleyway, sir, and we need a knight to help us investigate it. Asumi responds with a dead body. He looks back to you guys confused before looking at the guards. To which the guards respond, yes, we just got someone reported and we were about to get a white knight to investigate it with us. But since you're here, Sir Knight, perhaps you can come with us so we can investigate it together. Maybe it'll have something to do with the case you're working on.
I mean, it's worth checking out before we leave.
What was that, Temple? Sorry?
It might be worth checking out before we leave.
Asumi said he agrees, and as you guys head there, you see a dead body of the white-robed individual. No, sorry, a green-robed individual that you guys were meant to look for. You see his body there, with no sign of... Hold up. You see no sign of struggle, almost as if whatever killed him was a killing blow. You see there is a puddle of blood under him, indicating that whatever killed him was swift and brutal. Anybody that wishes to investigate on it, go ahead and roll investigation on the body.
Well, that's not one. I investigate that there is blood.
Nat 20 for 23.
Could I roll medicine to see what exactly killed him and how long he has been dead for?
You can roll for medicine, yes. Alright. So, firstly, for those investigating the body, you guys, for Thimble and Asumi. Obviously, Thimble, you're not one, like you said, you investigate the blood is red. But for Asumi, since you got a 13, you don't find anything out of the ordinary to point out the way that he died. Luke, however, you managed to see it. Claws. Like sharp claws managed to tear him from behind. Before, from what you can see, holding him in place for something. As you look over, you're trying to examine more, you find two small punctured bite marks. Not two, sorry. 4 punctured bite marks on the side of the neck. Rudovic, you could tell that the loss of blood was what killed him. But that's not all. It seems that after being clawed at from the loss of blood, from what Luke found, you also find, determining that this was one of the causes of the loss of blood.
I think we have vampire here.
Asumi stands up and says, "What?"
Yeah, it's evidence here from the slashing, as well as these 2 bite marks. I think that's a pretty fair deduction. He seems to have lost a lot of blood. Or like,
Yeah, a
all
lot
of it.
of blood is not proportional with the blood on the ground. Something drained it.
No, I feel like vampires wouldn't waste a perfectly good body they could suck dry.
Asumi responds with, "Plus, there's a barrier that prevents them from coming to this location? If one is here, could it be a trueborn? He says, looking at Thimble.
I mean, I don't know enough about vampires to say for certain, but I mean, arguably it'd have to be. But don't most of them just stay in their big city in Mauritania?
He's
You said
typing.
there's. You said there's a barrier, Sir Knight.
Assuming entered, responding to Thimble, saying, yes, that big city, but unless one is over here, why would it be here, and why would it attack in a city where it is basically known to be, well, filled with paladins, like knights?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. It could be a frame-up.
Maybe it is calling out challenge, like, look what I can do, you are powerless, I kill in your city.
I don't know. Vampires seem to be pretty, egotistical, but not like they have to show it off.
Asumi responds with, yes, they tend to have that I'm better than you ego, but they don't tend to show off their strength unless they are that confident. But this is something else. Plus, isn't this the guy that we were meant to hunt down?
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming you can make that assumption. You can. Do you want to share it? Asumi says that he also shared, there's a possibility that maybe this kidnapper tried to kidnap a vampire, and as such, finally tangled with something he can't handle.
True. I mean, if he did try to kidnap a vampire...
Is there magic strong enough to bypass the barrier and bring it here?
I mean, technically speaking, they can come to this die, but they grow weaker over time. But the thing is, they're still stronger than normal humans. So if he tried to kidnap a vampire, then the vampire probably fought back.
Maybe not kidnap vampire, maybe just someone important for vampire. Like accountant.
Unless he was unaware that it was a vampire. I recall hearing from Uncle Mastimo that they're able to shapeshift to look more human. There's a possibility that one managed to travel into the city. As for the barrier question, I'm unsure of how the barrier works. I hear that the barrier is meant to keep them in that side. Unless there's some sort of update to the barrier that I do not know of. We would have to either look for the vampire and ask it questions, or just hope we don't see it again. Asumi says he kneels down, trying to look at through the man's inventory pouches to see if he have anything in him. And no, you could tell that he was also the vampire that killed him. You could tell that she also went through his stuff because he has nothing on him. Asumi responds with, it seems she also took his items as well. His wand and... his wand to be able to track down the next person to kidnap. We might have to look for this vampire. Because we don't know what it wants. They could be a threat to the civilians in Falador.
Okay, but do we have a means of tracking a vampire?
I don't.
Assuming he responds with, probably not. But let me check something. He also is asking me as a dungeon master, how long would it take for them to check? If he could check how long the body has been dead for, yeah, go ahead. A natural 20. Damn. Okay. Yeah, so as you go on ahead and you start checking the body to see how long it's been dead for. I would say, from looking at it, it has been dead for a while now. It's been dead for about 4 hours. And if you do your calculations, it was nighttime. Yeah, obviously, it was nighttime. Asumi responds with, well, with the body being dead since last night, perhaps we could scout during the night and see if we can find any signs of them. Perhaps we could spot any clues about them during the night. If stories around them being better hunters at night is true. Did you agree with Sumi's statement?
I feel like is that wise, or should we focus on the cult for right now? Like, because, I mean, a vampire in the city is one thing, but, like, if we don't deal with the cult, that's gonna seem like small potatoes.
Small potatoes, unless this vampire starts stacking bodies.
So how about we deal with the cult, and if along the way we find clues on the vampire, we deal with that too. Eh?
There is nothing against going after two objectives at the same time.
Asumi responds with, we could just focus on the cult members now, and then when it's nighttime, try to see if we can focus on the vampire. Because I don't want a vampire roaming around our city with the possibility of more civilians being drained. We have to know first if they're friendly or not. I would like to at least have a clearer mind to know the intention of this vampire. Actually, I'm sorry, for time zone reasons, it is technically still nighttime. For time zone reasons. But yeah, it's been dead for like 4 hours and it's still nighttime. Time zone reason, it is still nighttime. So, excuse my mistake there. Real quick, Thimpa, what is your passive perception?
17.
17. Give me one moment. Let's hear the clickety-clackety to see how screwed you are. Alright. So, Thimple, while you're listening to Asumi speak, you feel a sharp claw grip you on the back of your neck. and you hear, and then on the left side of your ear, shh. I'm only going to ask this once. Where is Angel?
I have no idea who that is.
As you say that, she grips you a little tighter to where the nails start digging deeper. Not deep to make you bleed, but deep enough that you can feel a few more a puncture will come in. Where she goes, careful with the lying.
Sorry, did you say Angel or Angel? If you don't pronounce things right, people won't understand.
Do me a favor and roll for persuasion with advantage. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to roll for advantage.
13.
You see her grip loosens a bit before she goes, why do I smell the items that this dead body had on you?
Because we're trying to find the people who hired him and bring them to justice.
Question, are you saying that loud enough for the others to hear you, or are you saying it at a similar hushed tone?
Similar hushed tone.
As you say that, you can hear a slight pause before she goes, I see. So you are not in league with this dead person.
Quite the opposite.
I feel that your comrades will attack me the moment I make my approach. Call to them. And she tilts your head to the side so you could see her glowing red eyes and then her facial expression to confirm it is a vampire in her vampire form.
Alright, well, if you don't mind letting go of my neck, we can handle this nice and peacefully.
Consider yourself insurance. I want to make sure the rest of them understand the nice and easy.
Alright, yeah, give me a second then. Sybil clears his throat a little bit and goes, Alright, everyone, turn around very slowly and keep your weapons sheathed. I think we have an eyewitness to help us figure out what's going on.
As you all turn around, listening to Dimple first, you all see in the shadowish part where Dimple is standing, the claws, you can see the claws around his neck and eyes at the same level as him, glowing red eyes, and a figure of a bat-like formation. What is your reactions?
Oj, den på jag sa talat Goblin.
Kazric, now is not the time for jokes. She literally has me in a chokehold.
Asumi did the GIF, hold on, post it in the group, man. He said this is what he wants to do. That for those of you at home, the Adam Warlock, don't be rash.
It should have been me.
Room before doing that.
You said she is of eyewitness.
Yeah.
Then say what you saw, Mrs. Eyewitness.
She goes, "You have such interesting comrades, you know?"
You know, you don't have to mince words. You can just say idiots.
She slowly lets go the back of your neck before saying, "I am not here to fight. I only assumed you were in league with the body. I'm looking for my companion. I hear that you're helping each other. You're sort of helping the city look for hostages. Yes?"
Yep.
"Then perhaps we can work together. I may not be able to assist you too much, as I have things to do. What do you know of the organization this one works with?"
I mean, I think the long and short of it is they're kidnapping people for some unknown reason. They hire third-party kidnappers like this guy. And their main, I guess you could say, scout is this homeless guy who gives people bronze bracelets that he casts a tracking spell on.
"Yes, I know of that homeless man. I had interrogated him. He knows almost nothing of their locations. Do not worry, the White Knight. They are alive. Perhaps with a broken arm." Asumi responds with, "Why?" To which the vampire responds with, "He tried to pull a knife on me. I had to make an example."
Gazak will nod in appreciation.
She looks up for a moment. "The sun will be out soon, and I despise the light. Meet me in the Dusk's Inn. I have a room there. Ask for..." Hold on, I need to make sure I have the name right. Ask for Martina Helsing. And you'll be escorted to my room. Until we meet," she says as she... In an instant, you see her just fly up into the night and just swiftly just fly to a direction. You couldn't really catch up quickly on how quick they were. But they were gone in an instant.
Holy crap.
Goddamn bloodsuckers.
Assuming says that he walks up to you, Thimple, looking, like moving your head around, going, "Is your neck okay?"
Now that she's let go, yeah. Ay, what a pain in the ass. It's like, can no one just, like, talk normally? Like, is a hostage always necessary for these things? Like, what the hell?
Asumi responds with, "Look on the plus side. At least she was talking to you first. From what I hear, you would have turned into that guy in an instant."
Yeah. Well, at least now we have a bit more help with this thing. But, yeah. I think I need a moment to catch my breath after that. My heart's racing.
Asumi responds with, "I don't blame you. If I had a close encounter with one of them like that, my heart would also be racing. But I'm just glad you're okay and we managed to work it out.
Yes, thankfully, I have a way with words.
Alright, and with that, we are going to end it here, as it is a little bit past our time. But thank you all for tuning in to the session, and thank the rest of you for participating in today's session. I hope you had fun with the little twist in the end. And of course, Zelda, I hope you enjoyed the little conversation you had with the demon. And forgive me for the lack of understanding with my hearing problem. Anyway, for the people at home, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.